terms of strong influences? Who have they been along your journey, and how have they helped shape your philosophy?
Players and coaches that I watched on TV and idolised, initially quite bright-eyed, quite nervous, real high quality coaching crew, all ex-teachers, so strong education background, learned a lot there around how to, create change and try and almost convince athletes to do what you want them to do through
Mhm.
building relationships and I guess learning how to have some upfront and courageous conversations, but also what pure high performance look and behaviors that your leadership group needed to model every day for high performance to become a reality. So probably rather than following S and C performance people, I think actual technical coaches have probably been the biggest impact on my career. It's how much we know, it's how much we can educate the players and make them understand why things are important so they can then do the things that we want them to do. I remember always being told in terms of my professional development that I'm a performance coach and should look at going on coaching courses and ways I can deliver better, I can coach better, rather than perhaps going to CA conference, which is a bit more about S&C. So I've always been mindful of that. Still enjoy software and technology and innovation. Probably become reasonably good at understanding what's most important, where's the biggest need for change.
What would be an example of some of those big challenges, and how did you grow, or what did you learn from facing those challenges?
I think like it is a quite an insecure industry. I see good mates in New Zealand who are doing well, being plumbers and builders and all that. And you often think, man, should I have just gone down that path? But it's nowhere near the fun. You wouldn't have it any other way. But I think probably the insecure nature of the industry is tough. I am a big believer in committed to professional development, upskilling. You're good at your job and you're a good bloke. I think it all tends to work out in the end. It's also, I guess, it's the approach you take. We look at it as a bit of an adventure, and actually coming to Tokyo, learning a new language and like a completely different culture. We see it as a good opportunity for a family experience that we'll look back on in future and have some really cool memories.
What Throughout your journey, has there been an experience where you've noticed there's a real trend when it comes to a high performance environment, whether it be the coaching group, the leaders, like what are sort of the key pillars that you need in place to have a sustainable, successful, world class environment, do you think?
I think probably like any business or team, like the quality of the people in the room the quality of people is your biggest asset. So I think recruitment of good people that are extremely competent in their roles is key. That's for me is always a starting point. And you're always going to have people at different levels, aren't you? Like your high performance manager, they're the most experienced person in the performance team. And you get in there developing people underneath that. But I think you've got to have good expertise and competency to start with, to identify what's really important for success and perform those habits at world-class levels on a consistent basis. I think teams that do the fundamental things really well generally are the teams that succeed and teams that maintain success for periods of time.
Going into sort of the programming side of things, like periodization, I imagine there's a balancing act between consistency and adaptability and keeping training fresh. Where do you lean? Is it the feel of the group, the subjective sort of conversations you're having with the players on when things need to be shaken up, or is it more objective markers?
I think certainly have a periodized plan, Jack, and for my probably last 6 to 8 years, been involved in teams that we try and adopt a bit more of a tactical model. We're trying to achieve the majority of our speed and conditioning work within a rugby context, and that involves probably a bit more planning. I find that approach to be really stimulating. You've got to work really closely with your coaches. You've got to have a really sharp reporting, GPS sort of dicing system. And I think, pretty keen on quite an individual approach with regular monitoring, because then you can adjust and make changes and you're able to then get an indication of how effective a period of work that you've just prescribed has been.